AskReddit. What is a secret that if revealed, can ruin your life? I'm 9,000 bees in a man suit. I have obtained 75% of my retirement goal. If people knew that, it might ruin my life. I'm sure my siblings and aunts, uncles, etc. will come out of the woodwork if they knew I was so rich. I'm not rich, just rich to them. I have a pretty bad addiction to porn. Nobody who knows me would believe it. I'm a teacher and a role model for hundreds of impressionable kids who hang on my every word. I'm also 5 mental illnesses and an eating disorder in a trench coat. I'm too boring to have a secret that will ruin my life. Nice try, wife. I recently lost 45 pounds and everyone thinks it's from working out and dieting, which I am, sorta, but mostly it's the bulimia. I would be fired from my job and excommunicated from immediate family if they found out I like both women and men. LPT don't work for narcissistic ultra-religious parents. I told my kids that I stopped eating candy, so they can't have it either. Little do they know I have a drawer full of sugary goodness at my office. If they ever found out, it would be mayhem at our home. That's what I call my summer style. The clothing choices I'll wear over the summer are inspired by an anime character. It's not like I'm dressing as Naruto or some poop, but if I'm called out on it, it would be rather embarrassing. Edit. U/Kilimarxy got it right. It's from City Hunter. My wife knows I watch porn, but she doesn't know I'm addicted to DP porn. My horrible suicidal thoughts, gender dysphoria, hatred for my sex, and longing to change my appearance has never gone away, like I pretend it has, but only my best friend knows the tiniest bit of how it still troubles me. I don't know how my straight relationship would ever last through it, yet I'm still very much in love, and my family would never be able to deal with it. I don't know if this would exactly ruin my life, but it would probably make things uncomfortable with my family if I came out as bisexual. My grandparents would be super against it. They are super religious and call gay people twinks and other shitty names. And it really rubs me the wrong way when literally anyone talks down on the LGBTQ+ community. So the fact that it's family makes it worse. So I have a fear they'd treat me different for liking girls too. My parents would probably be the ones to tell me it's phase, even though I've literally been bi my whole life and just came to terms with it a year ago. And for my sister, she'd probably be the only one who wouldn't judge and would probably ask the basic questions of "so how did you know?" and then tell me that's cool and good for me on figuring myself out. I don't like labeling myself because I don't understand why people make sexuality such a big deal. And I don't need everyone knowing I'm bi and I like both men and women. I just wish some days I didn't have to feel so closeted about it and scared of coming out in fear of who judge me or stop talking to me. I just wish we lived in a world where people could just be people and not have to worry about shaming someone for being a part of the LGBTQ+ community. Edit. I'm beyond in love with my best friend. I'm not after sex. I don't want anything to change. I'm never alone with her. I'm careful to hide how I feel, and I'll never tell her. We are both married, and I'm not interested in ruining either of our lives, but she's simply the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. There are days when it feels like she's the sole reason my heart continues to beat. I can't help myself. I've tried eater. I'm not doing anything. I never will. And I don't care if you think it's wrong. I've been told you can keep it to yourself. Fact that I'm gay. Family is religious/intolerant of just about anything different. I hate my dad so much I take medicine to rein my anger in, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to resist tackling him to the ground and doing my ever-living best to beat his face in. He's my employer and I make most of my living working for him. He also owns the building I live in, so I don't have to pay rent. If my parents ever found out how much I hated him, my life would go down the shitter real quickly. Edit. I'm getting some flack for being an ungrateful child because I didn't go into detail about what exactly my problem was with him. I wanted to maintain an air of civility by not airing all the family's dirty laundry. Apparently this was a bad idea. I'll go into further detail. My dad cheated on my mom a lot. He spent a lot of the family's money on gold diggers who propped up his dick because it made him feel better about himself in his advancing age. He bought them houses, and one of them, he even bought a business for. He bought their children cars. But when my sister needed a vehicle so she could go to work and support her child, he hemmed and hawed for months before finally taking back one of the cars from his mistress kid and giving it to her, claiming he'd bought it just for her. He's a massive racist and homophobe, bordering on outright white supremacy. He openly supports the KKK. I've listened to him bitch about Obama and Hillary for the last 11 years, loudly declaring to all that could hear that they need to be drug out of their homes by a lynch mob and murdered. In the 2012 election he threatened to kill me because I told him I didn't vote for Romney, and he again threatened to kill me a year later because I didn't have a girlfriend and he thought I might have been gay. He did it right in front of my coworkers and some of our customers. They hecking laughed about it, like a serious threat upon my life was some kind of joke to them. I also do have anger issues. Have had them since I was a young kid. I'm seeing a therapist and taking medicine for it. So there's also that. For those who are interested. So, yeah, I feel I'm pretty well justified in saying a personal secret of mine is that I want to beat the poop out of my dad. I know it's wrong, which is why I refrain from doing it. I'm taking steps to make sure I don't lose my temper anymore. I can't control what impulses I have, merely that I refrain from acting on them. I'm two little kids in a trench coat. I'm really paranoid and have way more secrets than you might think. Also, I'm addicted to Cheez-Its. If it came out that I'm pansexual, my family would probably stop speaking to me. I'm a closet Pokemaniac. I've loved the series since my childhood, but I can never talk about it. But I work in a trade. Everyone here is either 10 years older than me, I'm 30, or acts like they are. When Pokemon Detective got announced I was so excited, and when they found out, I played it off because I'm a Ryan Reynolds fan. My co-worker are good people, but they just don't understand. Born and raised in Utah to the LDS religion. Everyone knows I don't really go to church anymore or partake in anything. But more recently I got more serious about quitting. I filed the documents necessary to have my records scrubbed from the church records, so now they have no documented memory of me in the church. I wouldn't be too surprised if some of my family got super pissy about it and took it to the extreme. That or my bondage fetish. I spend the office petty cash on drugs and hookers. Oh, that I'm gay, I guess. I know I like women, but I'm not sure if I like men. I'm a girl. When I was 19, there was a period of time when I became an escort. I was desperate for work. I worked with an agency and did it about 10 times. I hated it. I believe the rate was $120 for an hour, and I got to keep $80. It was quite a safe company, as they would screen the clients, drive you there, and give you a cell phone to message them once you're in, and have verified ID. You go in and do business, then message you to come pick you up. No one knows about this. It was 10 years ago, so I have mostly forgotten about it, but I still cringe when I think about it. I'm dating a boy behind my parents' back. They absolutely despise him just because of the way he looks. What's worse are my mother's standards. She is Asian. Therefore, she's laid out a set of rules I must follow. Date someone moderately attractive or handsome. Only date someone who is either white or Asian. Date someone without divorced parents. Date someone whose family owns an upper middle class amount or higher. Date someone after the age of 20 while in uni. No moving out until I'm in my 20s. I've broken all those rules for the past 3 years. I'm in love with my husband's best friend. I'm not telling you I'm gay. That I'm not a man. I draw porn, like, at least once a week. Good thing people can't trace my real name. Subscribe to her Reddit for more epic Reddit readings.